James R. Workman Memorial Bridge. Heading out of Mexican Hat. Now on to Monument Valley. The Hat Rock Inn was great. Pool was fun. Kids loved it. Time for a bunch more adventure though. Oh, getting the Forrest Gump run in. I love it. We are pulling out of church and headed towards Monument Valley now. Man, everything down here is so beautiful. The Red Rock country is just unreal. Excited to spend, I'm not sure how long it's been. I came here as a kid. I've also driven through like as a teenager as well, but I just don't remember how, you know, I know that there's, you know, lots of stuff you can do. Obviously we're not gonna be able to hit all of it, but we're gonna go do kind of the main primary loop from my understanding, and then go from there. You gotta see this place. Man, words cannot describe just how beautiful and massive and red these rock formations are. I've been around red rock my entire life, and yet still absolutely blown away. Every single peak, there's another mesa back behind them, and we're just getting started. We're back in Mexican Hat. We just topped off fuel before we head into Valley of the Gods. Monument Valley was really incredible. Now, if you've ever been there, it was very touristy. You know, there was a lot of dirt trails that go in different places that are all private and you can't go down them, that I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if you could go down and check those out, get a little bit closer to all the mesas and buttes. But the scenery is well worth the visit, in my opinion, despite the crowds. And admittedly, we are here on a holiday weekend, so I'm sure it's a little bit more busy than it normally would be, but I still think it was very worth it. It just, man, there's few things like Red Rock country, and having all those incredible buttes and mesas was well worth it. So now we're just filling up fuel and about to head north towards Valley of the Gods. Right now we're making our way towards Moki Dugway. I've never been to that before, so it will be interesting to kind of check it out. You can see, man, it looks like it's gonna head up through these book cliffs, I think, and I'm excited about that. after being on the graded road on Moki Dugway, that was really cool, but little desert 2-track like this, a little bit more what I like to do. We are several hours behind schedule, as usual it seems like. So right now, we are just trying to find a place to camp. That's not too shabby.
Do you want to do it here?
I don't want to do it on this plateau.
Why not?
This is pretty excellent.
Look at the view.
Dad, you're so filming.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Okay.
All right, well, we have found a nice place to camp. We're kind of near Muley Point. We are hours behind schedule today, which is okay. We had a great time in Monument Valley, but we were supposed to make it up here, do the Moki Dugway switchbacks, then go back down them, and then head into Valley of the Gods to camp. We just don't have enough time for that. It's 5 o'clock now. That would probably put us towards camp around like 8:30 or 9, which is a long time, especially when we got a lot of stuff we got to set up. So we found a good spot here. We're going to camp here, set everything up, and then tomorrow we can go and hit Valley of the Gods. But man, this view out over this canyon, this is an epic campsite. The desert right now is just in insane bloom because of how wet this winter has been. Man, the flowers are everywhere. I've seen all kinds of colors of flowers that I've never seen out in Utah's deserts. There's beautiful yellows and purples, and there's these amazing pink cactus and just a bunch of things like that. Oh, it's really, really beautiful. The sun is setting. It's like 7:30 or so, so we're gonna start working on some dinner. We kind of had a late lunch after we were in Monument Valley. We just basically pulled off and ate in a parking lot. And so now we're gonna work on some dinner. We're making some gyros tonight, which should be delicious. And the kids are just kind of chilling. They're actually watching a movie right now, enjoying some downtime after playing and getting themselves basically exhausted from the heat. But this campsite, can't wait till that drops just a little bit more. I'll go out and show you that view that we've got out there. Got pitas, tzatziki sauce, and then some also vegetables to go with it. Working on the meat right now. Now we pre-cooked this, so we're just warming it up now. But make some beef gyros.
Let's do that. Battery fat. Cool down. Where can I fit it?
Oh, falling apart.
Why is this falling apart?
That is so good. Walked out to the ledge, and man, this view behind us, it's absolutely incredible. I know we're really close to Gooseneck State Park, which I believe is that direction, and that's where you get what looks really similar to like this one back here. I've never been to Gooseneck, but I've just seen pictures. There's a trail down there. We don't have time to hit it. I'm marking that on the map. That is definitely something I have to come back and see. This view is mind-blowingly good. And the sun's setting. I can't wait for the morning because the sun will be coming up on the other side, shining into this canyon. Try to showcase a little bit more of it then. Man, you know, when you go and you're on an adventure like this, there's a lot of things that go and happen with it. You're cold sometimes, you're dirty. This trip we've been hot and dirty and sandy and things. You're putting up with a lot of that, to be honest, right? Like, There's a reason that it's not comfortable. But for views and things like this, that's why I love doing this kind of stuff. Like, you know, going out of our comfort zone, pushing ourselves a little bit, doing an adventure like this with the entire family, with all the kids for a long time in the car. Sometimes you get frustrated, but things like this just totally make it all pay off, in my opinion. How's your truck? Did you scrape your knees on this trip?
Yeah.
A couple times? Were you being too crazy? Alright, everyone's in charge of packing up their sleeping bag and their pads.
I feel like when we're walking on the surface, I feel like we're walking on the moon.
Yeah. It is Monday morning. We are on the last day of a 4-day adventure. We started last Friday in northern Utah, made our way all the way down to southern Utah, went through some amazing places. We camped in Moab, then we stopped in Mexican Hat, Utah, and then last night we camped up on top of the Moki Dugway. And now we're just kind of getting ready, going to start getting some breakfast and things going to head into Valley of the Gods. If you haven't watched the first part of this, go check out the first episode. There's some really, really cool drone footage and some amazing scenery between Moab and Mexican Hat, Utah. French toast and sausage again. Trips like this, it's easy to just kind of keep a couple of the same meals going the whole time. Then you don't have to have tons and tons of ingredients, but it's delicious. We've got some berry syrup on one side, some delicious sausages. Usually I use like the brown and serve sausage when I'm out with the kids. They're not nearly as good as these ones, but these are excellent. We've already got the tent down. After we eat, we'll just clean up camp because we've got a lot of trail miles to cover today.
And I like the GX.
Yeah, me too. I like the GX too.
And I like because I like the G because it has treats in it.
Yeah. You like the GX because it has treats in it? Okay. Which did you like better, the Jeep or the GX?
The Jeep.
Oh, you love the Jeep, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes we miss it a lot, huh?
Yeah. It was kind of so cool.
Oh, okay. All right, go play, and then we're going to pack up and go, okay?
Okay. This is about a 17-mile loop. It's definitely busy out today. We've seen a couple motorcycles. There's a few vehicles behind us, and you can definitely see why. It is absolutely beautiful out here. I believe we'll get somewhat close to a few of these really cool buttes as well, so excited about that. entire valley for Valley of the Gods is just unreal. Around every little corner, there's another beautiful, huge butte. Oh man, it is so incredible how much there is to take in. It would be really cool to camp and then just spend some time. I've seen a couple of hiking trails that look like they go up next to some of these. Definitely something I want to come back and spend, you know, a couple of days just exploring.
We are right in the heart of Valley of the Gods, and I have to admit, this might be better than Monument Valley. Way less busy, just as cool of buttes and monoliths and views, and man, feels just a little bit more remote as well. Not real remote, it's a 17-mile loop and there's been a decent amount of people on it, but check out all of these buttes around me in all directions.
We just wrapped on the Valley of the Gods loop. There are a bunch of spur trails that go off in there, and I see some off over there. I'm gonna have to come back and check all of those out because those spur trails look amazing. Right now we're on Highway 191. We're making our way a little bit more back towards Blanding, and then we're gonna jump on a wash road that's gonna take us through the wilderness versus the highway back towards the Blanding area. Looks pretty cool to me.
It is much hotter today than it was yesterday. 88 degrees, no shade. So we're all eating lunch just inside the GX. But nice to have some nice food that's been fresh for days with a fridge. It's like a game changer. And I know there's a lot of overlanding accessories out there that people are like, oh, you should have this and this. And I did ice in a cooler for 4 years of doing this channel, and man, I wish I would have bought a fridge on day one because it has been so much better. So now we're just gonna finish this food up and then keep going on this trail. As we were cruising down Comb Wash, we saw a cabin off into the distance. So there's a road that leads down to it. I didn't see anything about this on the map, so I don't know any of the history. Something I'll have to look up when I get home. Just looking at the wood and the way that it's cut and stuff, this isn't super old. You know, it's much more uniform as far as that goes. My guess is it was probably like an outpost for ranchers or something like that. Give them a place to stay with their cattle, probably like 50s and 60s time frame, but definitely not like turn of the century like some of the cabins that we have seen. The construction just totally different. They usually don't have really precise wood. This has trusses and things like that that were definitely cut out of mills versus, you know, someone hand, you know, cutting them and hand crafting them, but still really cool.
got to the House on Fire trailhead, and it's $5 per person per day. We were already on the fence on whether we were going to go hike it or not, being that it would probably take us a good 2.5 hours with the kids, and we have 5 hours to get home. So we're going to pass on it. This was an incredible adventure. If you enjoyed this trip and you would like to see more like it, please hit that like button and subscribe. If you would like to follow us on the day-to-day, you can do so on Instagram at Backroad Exploration. Thanks so much for watching.